Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hotfix Podcast, episode 32 that we're trying again because there definitely wasn't technical difficulties. Technical difficulties. There definitely was not technical difficulties last week, and there definitely was not any trying to get this whole thing set up. We are starting a new series that we like to call Future Partners. What we're going to do is interview people who we think down the road will be Twitch partners. We'll be back with our good friend Eliziam right after this wonderful intro.
Welcome to Hotfix, the weekly podcast that dives into the fascinating world of streaming, gaming, and esports. With your hosts, Brant Vladichuk and Jeremy Kelly.
Eliziam, thank you so much for doing this, man. You and I have known each other for about 2.5 years, I do believe. I think we Eliziam and I met through one of those what do you call those things? Stream team.
A social circle?
A social circle thing.
A pointless streamer group.
Yes, a pointless streamer group is the best way to put it.
We've talked about social circles in the past.
We have, yeah. Our advice is to not join them. I'm assuming you would agree that they're a bit of a waste of time.
I mean, when I first started streaming, I listened to quite a lot of advice from other people, and one of those pieces of advice was to join a streamer group, as it was known as. Mm-hmm. And I mean, at first, it's like a lot of overwhelming information. You think, oh, this is great, actually, that everyone's given us information I never thought of at first. I should be doing X, Y, and Z. And on the other hand, you're like, I never thought I need to do all this. But, I mean, the best advice is to just listen to yourself. Do your own research. You don't need to be super extensive. If you're happy and comfortable with doing something, then try it. You don't need to listen to everybody else. And honestly, those streamer groups seemed like a little bit of a waste of time. There were clashes of personalities between other people that were kind of awkward to watch and be a part of. And then all of a sudden, you're kind of associated with
all of it,
weird negativity that was going on. I don't think the groups were like the right way to go, but since you were brand new to the entire platform and what was going on, it was kind of the natural thing to do. And for a lot of people, I mean, most people started out in one of those groups, to be fair.
For sure, especially a couple years ago, right? Like, I think in just the amount of time that we've been streaming, it's grown so exponentially in popularity, right? Like, I think when we, like, I try to think back, like, when I started, like, this would be, like, before Ninja and Fortnite and all that kind of stuff, which, like, really kind of catapulted the medium to, like, kind of these new heights, right?
It was definitely before that,
Yeah, for sure. So it was, like, I mean, like, at the very least, you and I got to meet out of that, so, like, how wonderful.
Yeah, and one of my really good stream friends I met through a social circle.
Is that right? Yeah.
Back when I was on Mixer.
There's no doubt. I guess what happens is, like, with that kind of thing is you end up, like, you know, there'll be 100 people in there, and then you'll find, like, the 3 or 4 people who are, like, actually taking it seriously, right?
Yeah, if you're lucky enough, you'll come out with a handful of friends that you can interact with, and it doesn't have to be anything about streaming.
No.
You can just chill out.
Absolutely.
Catch them in Discord, like I do with a lot of people. I'll just catch them in Discord and see how they're doing. Personally, maybe play a game or something with them every now and again. Watch a movie, something doesn't have to be any. Just lucky enough to come away with like a handful.
Of course, yeah.
That
that's basically what it turned in for me as well. Is there's 3 or 4 people out of that thing that, like, ended up just, like, being good people kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Why did you, like, what was it about streaming that made you want to start doing it?
Oh, it was a combination. It was a bit of a push from my friends, because they all said, you kind of act like these people that you're watching when you're naturally streaming. Like, you're kind of loud when you're on the mics talking to people over the consoles. And obviously I used to game with people right next to me all the time and were very energetic, and I was pulling loads of weird faces and taunting them, like, right there. And when I was watching, it was YouTube primarily, actually. I was watching YouTube content, and these people were always promoting the fact that they were streaming over on Twitch. And I thought, you know what, I should go over there and I should watch when they're live and catch what that's like. And when I started introducing my friends to that, they were saying, like, you should do that. Like, that's what you're like. You you need to try it out. And when the more I watched the live content as opposed to the recorded content, the more I thought like, I think that would be really fun. I like that. And the fact that they were interacting with people there and then instead of reading comments, I was like, that's really cool. Like, I would like to say, oh, that was like a sick shot, or that was really funny, or like come out with a line myself and then they can bounce off that. It was really interesting. So I thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll see what it's like.
And you've like, from watching your streams and just like, you know, getting to know you kind of thing, it seems like you, like, am I wrong in thinking that you like absolutely adore streaming? Because that's definitely like the persona that you give off.
Yeah, I love it. It's definitely fun. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't fun. That's the thing.
Right.
It's not like, I don't know, there's no like beating around the bush with anything that I do. If I like it, I'm going to continue it. And if I think like this really isn't for me, then I wouldn't carry it on and try and kind of fake some sort of persona about it. And plus, if you were doing that, it would be super exhausting. I don't know how anybody would be able to keep that kind of persona up.
It would be
it's how I naturally bounce off people.
Mm-hmm. I can't imagine how people like put on a character. Like, even if you think of like a Tyler one or a Dr. Disrespect or like those like very obvious like full on personas that they put on.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine doing that.
Like keeping it up.
Yeah, when you think of it that
day.
way, it makes you appreciate the character a lot more, though.
Doesn't it? That's some kind of like dedication to the craft that I don't know if I have that type of willpower.
Yeah, but like on that last topic, like I watched you for the first time yesterday. Jeremy sent me your link over Facebook when you were online, and that was like my first impression was like, you're so comfortable and just like so happy, and usually it's kind of rare to see someone just like have so much like energy.
Yeah.
Like most people are just kind of like sitting there like, oh hey Brant, thanks for the follow. But it's like I followed and then like you talked for like 5 minutes about that. And like, damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of the difference between live streaming content and recorded content, in my opinion. Like, if that's your natural personality and you don't have a lot to say and you don't have a lot of energy and you just kind of want to sit there and get on with things, I don't really think that live streaming is for you. It might be a bit of an opinion that's out there, but I just don't think that's for you.
Yeah.
Recorded content is more the way because you can plan what you're doing and you can quite literally script things and practice ahead of time, whereas live streaming, I like it when someone comes into chat and I can see someone interacting with us and I can bounce off of it. I don't know, I find it really weird and kind of disrespectful if you just sat there and somebody comes in your chat and like, oh, hello, and I want to interact with you, and they go, oh, all right then. But that's it.
Yeah, that's...
Like, I'll ignore you, I'll put the blinkers on and just focus over here.
It's
I'm like,
weird. It's
you
weird. Like, I'm just assuming you've come across this as much as we have, like that. You know, you want to find new streamers, or you're looking around in like the streamers who are in around the numbers that you have, kind of thing, just to kind of get an idea of who's out there, or maybe just trying to meet new people and that kind of thing. And you go into like a random streamer's thing, and it's like, hey dude, how's it going? And it's like 5 minutes, and they haven't even like responded. And they're just like have no idea you're even there.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's the worst.
like, is your chat even open? It's like,
I mean, 5 minutes doesn't sound like a lot of time, but when you're sat there, it doesn't matter which end of the camera you're on. When you're sat there, a live stream, and nothing's happened, and nobody has spoken for 5 minutes, you're like, what is going on in here? I need to do something else like now. And most people have that reaction; they'll just click away. And that's I don't understand why and how that even happens. I don't understand how for 5 minutes that you haven't just had a glance down or wherever you've got things set up.
Yeah. Do you keep
just see what's going on.
do you keep your chat like in your peripheral vision kind of thing? So like when things
Always.
move, same.
I've got it. I've got it in two places, kind of like a backup. So I prefer gaming on my right monitors, which is like right there.
Yeah.
And my chat is on my left monitor, but in the corner.
Oh,
And then I
okay.
also have my phone just underneath, which I have the chat on as well, as sort of a backup just in case something happens. But it's kind of like in two different places, so I can always just quickly bounce.
So you obviously
down or left.
Because I mean, I think like I'm assuming you would agree that there's so much live streaming is so much about the personality of the person who's streaming as opposed to what's happening on the screen, right? Would you agree with that?
I think it depends on the game and like a really like a professional CS:GO player. People are there to see the gameplay.
Fair enough. Yeah, that's fair.
I think
that's
like
fair.
unless you're like a pro level gamer with like mad gameplay, then you're there for the personality.
100%. I think that's like absolutely that's the beauty of live streaming, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you like, so okay. So obviously, with your community, you keep that like we said, you keep that energetic. Try to keep as energetic as possible. You bounce off of other people and all that kind of stuff. Is there things about how live streaming currently is that you really hate or that really like bugs you that you hope changes, or like things that you would like to see changed about how live streaming is done that would just be like not necessarily a quality of life thing, but more so just like something about it that just like if you were to live stream and something were to irritate you during stream that would like ruin your day, what would that thing be?
Is random bots coming in trying to promote trying to promote a service to like buy viewers and subscriptions and stuff, and I just think, what do you like? Go away, get out of my channel, stop flooding my chat with your garbage. Like, that's not what my channel's about at all. I don't care for your useless product that does nothing for me and wasting your money. And every time anything like that pops up, like, my community's brilliant at roasting it, even though it's a bot. Like, it's not going to react. Like, they're brilliant at just popping up and roasting it as quick as you like. My mods just ban it instantly because they know that I've just got no time for it. And at the same time, I'm like, please, if anybody is in here and they look at that and think, oh, that might be interesting, I'm like, don't. It's not. I promise you, it's not going to be interesting. Don't look at it. Do not look into it. Don't click on it. Just ignore it. It never happened. It's not there.
Right.
Move on.
Yeah. It's
not worth your time. It's definitely not worth your money.
No, Jesus, no, certainly. I don't think I've ever seen anyone in my community ever be like, "Oh, what's this about?" They're all like, everyone's just been like, fuck off, or like Omega lol bot, like this kind of thing, or they're like mods, like, get this shit out of here.
Or like one of the worst things is when like someone drops you a follow and you're like, oh, thanks, blah 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 for the follow, and they're like, oh, you're welcome, don't forget to follow back, and then they leave.
God,
like,
nah, dude,
I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. How do you handle like? Yeah. With what Brandt has said just then, how do you handle something like that? Like someone not even necessarily that. How do you handle like trolls? Like what's your view on someone coming in and just like trying to troll you or trying to be like, hey man, nice channel, follow me at this? Like how do you try to approach those people? Are you like, kindly go fuck yourself, asshole, or are you like I'm assuming you don't say that, but like what's your approach to that?
I mean, I have. It depends. It depends what they're saying to me, honestly. Yeah. If somebody's just coming in saying follow for follow type of thing, I'm just like, no thanks. And I'll probably just either time them out or ban them, because if they're coming in with that straight away, right off the bat, I'm like, well, you don't really care, and I don't have time for you either. Like, there's no point.
Yeah.
And if someone's coming in just being super rude and trying to annoy people and insult people, that's just instantly just ban, get out. You don't deserve to be here. It's not anything to do with the other way around. It's not like I don't deserve to have you as an additional viewer. Like, you don't deserve to be here with the community that we've built, having the fun that we're having.
Right.
Like, that's what it is. You're the one missing out. So just get out. There's no point being a dick like that.
Absolutely.
It depends what they're saying.
No, yeah, and that's very true. I think, like, I know for me, I usually, like, if someone comes in with, like, the follow thing, I try to, like, tell them not to do that. Like, dude, I know you, like, just started streaming, or, like, I'm sure you just started streaming and you're trying to, like, market yourself and all this kind of stuff, but I'm telling you right now, this is, like, not the way to go about it, and it's not going to work.
It depends if they're wording it like that. Yeah,
100%.
Sure, if someone's, it depends on how they're wording it, they'll of course get some sort of advice, and I'll be like, oh, that's not how you do things. I'll have a conversation with them. And if it's not worded that way and it's more blunt and you clearly know they just don't care and it's followers, then it's more, you'll come out with maybe a funny or witty comment and then just tell them to leave. Right. And then of course if it's offensive, it's just get out.
Just get out of here.
Insta ban, because nobody should be saying that.
No, so. Of course, absolutely. What do you think? We said off the top of this episode that the idea of this, future partners thing is to kind of talk with people who we believe will be partnered down the road. I know when I first asked you to do this, you're like, LOL, that's not going to be me. But like, the idea is to speak with people who aren't, who have surpassed that 3 to 5 viewers. And like, I mean, Brant and I have both been streaming for a couple years, like, fairly consistently. I can say for myself, and it's just like, to get past that 3 to 5 viewer hurdle is like very, very, very difficult. Like to get 7 people watching you is really fucking hard. And to get 10 people watching you is also very hard. So we want to speak with people who are like, have broken down those barriers. What do you think you've done? Like in your mind, if you're trying to be like, as self-gratifying as you could possibly be, what do you think about your stream? Like, why do people keep coming back, but not just 2 people keep coming back? Why do 20 people keep coming back, 25 people keep coming back, and different people, and enough people to maintain 20 people or 25 people or whatever? I don't know what your average numbers are, but over the course of a couple hour stream, like what do you think about you do that's worked, I suppose?
Being genuinely myself.
Yeah.
Like there's not putting out any kind of bullshit. Like if we go back to the streamer groups topic, everyone that you speak to in those kind of things always say like you've got to be consistent, whatever that may mean, and they'll say you've got to have a stream schedule and times, you've got to play the same game all the time if you're doing games specifically or whatever that may be. And that always just kind of annoyed me, to be fair. When I was getting that information, I was like, that's not what I want to do. I just want to sit and have fun, and whatever that may mean for me. I don't plan anything. I just sit and do it. And most of the time I play games, so I'll just sit and play whatever it is I want to play at the time. And then when someone comes in like, oh, you're doing something different today, I'm like, yep, that's just what I felt like doing, kind of thing. Like, just genuinely being myself. So every time someone comes into the stream, they're always just going to get the same personality. They're going to get the same energy. And I don't want to stream if I'm feeling like ill or down or anything, because I just feel the stream's going to be lacking in quality. It's not the same. It's not going to be the same vibe. It's supposed to be somewhere that's fun and that people can hang out with other people. We're all friends. That's what I think. That's the main point in the channel. It's meant to be somewhere that I can allow people to come and hang out and feel safe, and that they can have fun and they can let loose with other people that they've not necessarily spoken to before. So I'm not into any of these other advices about sticking to certain games and stream schedules and that. It was more like a year into streaming where I thought, now I'm going to really look into my branding so I can increase the quality of my channel, and that's when I started looking into stuff like that. But
yeah, and I guess
overall, I'd just say genuinely being myself.
And I think that's definitely what it is, right? There's something to hanging out with someone who just seems to be a genuine person, right? Like you can talk to them about basically anything and they'll give you a genuine response, as opposed to some like cookie cutter, this is what I have to say because whoever on YouTube told me that's how I should respond to this question,
you've
right?
took a bumper sticker one-liner for everything that someone might tell you.
No, absolutely.
So to continue on what you just said, do you consider yourself to be a variety streamer? Like you don't stick to one game or one category. You go on and you play whatever you're feeling like playing at that time.
Yeah, I kind of have to be a variety streamer. There's been streams where I just sit there and I talk to people for the entire stream. I've built Gundam model kits on stream. I've painted things.
Sick.
I play games. I've done a bit of everything.
How does that go over? How does that, like, I know I like until you said it just then, I forgot that you like paint like model figures and stuff. Like, how does that go over? Do you find people enjoy that, or are people like, what the fuck are you doing?
It's definitely a slow paced stream when I do things like that. There's less activity in chat.
Yeah.
But I'll still talk just as much as I do until I'm really concentrating. And that's when you find that the people who haven't necessarily been talking as much in chat are definitely still there, because they'll start redeeming things from my stream store that are meant to scare me. Like really loud sounds and screams and stuff and I'll be sat there really concentrating on a figure trying to get this paint right, and some scream will go off going bang,
Yeah,
and I'm like, you buggers, and I'm jumping like that, and everyone's suddenly like, we got him, and he's messed his model up. And
yeah. Those sound things that you do are hilarious. Have you seen him do
No,
those
could
yet?
you explain the stream store a little bit more? I was on your stream. I didn't see this.
I've set up a point system in my stream, so the longer you hang out, the more points you earn, and you can spend those points in the stream store on a whole number of items, really stupid items. Most of them are just sounds, so you can redeem sounds that might just be funny. Most of them are scary things, like a bang or like a scream, for example. And then other things, for example, I've got a bunch of colored scouters from Dragon Ball Z, so you can make me wear a scouter on stream. So I've got a red, a green, and a blue. And I've also got masks that you... I might have to stretch to reach one of these, but I've also got masks that you can make me wear. So I've got a Cthulhu ski mask. That's one of the more extreme things you can make me wear, but I don't really know how this entered stream one day, but it did, and people found it hilarious, so that ended up staying.
See, but that's the kind of stuff that, like, you know, like, okay, like my, like, one example that you have a whole bunch, like you actually, like, you're, in my opinion, you're like a master class in like using channel points to make streamer do X stupid thing, right? So
Yeah.
I have, like, just in, like, you know, like the Twitch, like you have your Zenny thing, which is like separate from the Twitch points, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah, because the Twitch channel points were just a thing this year.
Exactly.
They
Yeah.
were introduced
Exactly.
super recently.
Right. So with the channel points, like just the Twitch channel points, I have a thing where people can make me do 10 push-ups, right?
Yeah, I've got the same.
Oh, do you have that? Okay, great. So when that went in, the first time, like the first day I put it in, I only put it in for like 1,000 points.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and then I was like, hey, there's like hint, you guys should check your channel points if you guys want to like engage with the channel more. And then people had it for 1,000, but then there's people who've been watching me for 2 years, and they have like 100,000 points. And they're like, redeem. And I'm like, what? Oh, I've made a horrible mistake. So I had to change that.
I tried to think about things like that when I was setting things up. So I put a limit in place as to how many times that item could be redeemed per stream. And they still got me.
Yep.
And even the items like the masks, they still got me. And I set the bar high. And the mask, for example, that's a subscriber only item.
Right.
Because, I mean, that's ridiculous. And you end up sat there sweating because you can't see it's boiling and you're like, oh my God, and I'll look like an absolute idiot. But they still got me. They were like, what happens because we've got so many points, right? And he's got all these items. We'll redeem the mask. All 3 scouters will make him do push-ups and this. So I've got a scouter like jammed between each side of my headset, and the mask's obviously on, so I look like I'm wearing 3D bloody glasses. I've stuck the other one at the top, so it's coming over here. I'm having to do push-ups with this Cthulhu mask on. It's dumb, man. And there's clips all over the place of them. I mean, the first time I had the push-ups on stream, they were redeemed within the first 5 minutes of me going live. I had to do 50 push-ups.
Right.
Something they clipped that one.
It's and you know, but
that's the fun of it though.
But that's the thing, right? That's the thing of like, that's, you know, if you talk about at the beginning where it's like, okay, I'm a genuine person, I'm just me, you're never going to get any bullshit, I'm not going to be like some fake ass dude. That gets people in, and then you give them ways to, engage with the community, and it's with the community and with you yourself, and then they can make you do funny shit, and then they're like all part of it, and then people are laughing at it, and they're like I get people in my channel like planning, and you can like, you're like, I'm like, guys, like I can read chat, I see that you're planning to fucking do this shit to me, like what the fuck, like they're like adding everybody in the chat, like, hey, who has 10,000 points to make Shady do some push-ups? I'm like, bitch, what the fuck are you doing? Like I don't want to be doing this shit.
The beauty about the channel points is they always pop up in stream, whereas the stream store I've set up with the stream elements channel points is the really sly viewers will go directly to the store to redeem things from there. Nothing pops up in chat at all.
Yeah.
So for those who want to quickly scare me, they can just like type the redeem command in chat. It'll pop up and then the sound will happen. But the really sly ones will go, no, I'm going to go directly to the store and redeem it through the store. I don't see a thing, and I'm just sat there concentrating, and then bang, out of nowhere, jumping out in your seat,
because
controller flying across the room.
Because if they do it on your stream, you get like a chat notification like 5 seconds before it happens or something, right?
Yeah, it might just be that I've looked down to see what's happening in the chat and somebody's just put that command in, so it's just like, I see what you're doing, and it doesn't get me because then the sound goes off and I'm like, I'm not sly enough because I saw it.
Right, so how was that?
Like, the ones who go to the store.
I know, just like, and we'll get off this point thing, but this is just hilarious because we're on it right now. You were just like, you're playing through Dead Space right now, right? Or you just started Dead Space, I think.
Yeah, I've just started it.
Right.
Yeah.
So that game is like half spooky. So have people like been really like, there's like a tense moment that like the music is building in the game, and then someone pops a bang off in your ear? Like, are they like that crafty with it?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Amazing, isn't it? Like,
everyone knows that game but me as well. That's the thing. So they know when something's going to happen. No, seriously, because that's another one that's been highly recommended for me to play. So I was like, I need to do it.
Right.
It's such an old game as well. I don't understand how I've never played any of the titles from that franchise.
It's phenomenal.
So I was like, I'll play the first one, and as soon as I started the very first moment, just bang, and I was like, how do you know that that's going to happen? Just every moment since.
Did you want? Is there anything you wanted to ask on that channel point thing?
No, I just had a comment on like the channel points redeeming for sounds. The one like YouTube compilation I love so much is like that like 3D audio like knocking one.
Right. Yeah.
That one kills me.
That got me quite a lot actually.
Yeah.
I had variations of it, so sometimes it sounded like I tried to make one sound like it was footsteps, and then the other one was just straight up knocking on the door, and sometimes it would go off and I generally thought there was someone at my door and I'd get up.
Yeah. You'd actually get up and
those compilations, like when someone's like
chair really quickly and then you just see chat going, oh, ha 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 ha.
So all right, dude, you got
those ones.
There's nothing I can do to get them back, man.
Like, honestly, I like the episode they ended up getting deleted from last week because our audio got messed up was like a Halloween episode. So we were just talking about like spooky games that we played. And I was like, in that episode, what would have been posted was me talking about how like I thought I was like really tough. And like, like I watch horror movies, dude. Like, this is
we both laughed when you said that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, cause he knows.
Yeah.
He's revealing the secrets.
And then like I started playing some horror games like Amnesia, Dark Descent is what we were talking about, and I was like, I told the story on the episode that never got posted, but I was just like, there was one part in that game that scared me so much when I thought I was tough as nails that I had to go knock on my roommate's door and ask him to come hang out with me for a little bit because I was so scared. I was like, wow, I'm actually just 6 years old. Like, I'm actually a child. Pivoting off of that whole like the channel point thing. How do you mentioned earlier, and I wanted to segue to that, but we kind of ended up going down this road. You talked about if you don't feel well that day, you don't want to stream because you don't want to bring that like different energy or just like that shit attitude, whatever it may be, to stream. If you aren't like not even necessarily feeling sick, but if you're just like having just like a shitty day, have you like taken that night off from streaming just because you're like, even though like your community expects you to stream that like Wednesday or whatever it is, but you're just like, man, I'm just like not in the mood to do it. Do you just like call it and you're just like, I'm not doing it?
I have done before. It's a hard decision because I know deep down I really want to.
Right.
And then in some ways I know I should.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of expected when you've been doing it for this long as well. But there have been times where I was like, I can't do it tonight. I'm really not in the mood. I'm like, there's been times where I haven't necessarily been feeling down, but something's happened and I'm just sat there absolutely fuming, and I'm like, I can't start a stream like this because one tiny little thing that might irritate me and I'm gonna blow up, and that's not gonna be good for anybody. So I have taken time off before, but I'd say it's about half and half. There have been times where I thought I can't do it, and then I've pushed through and decided, no, I need to do it. As soon as I've hit the live button, I felt so much better. Like, I have an intro, so it's not like I hit live and people can just see me straight away and hear me straight away. I have an intro so I can kind of have any last minute checks, quickly get things set up, and then sit there and be like, right, is everything sorted? Am I ready? And I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what I need. Like, I feel a lot better now. I can get on with the night. And then as soon as I get into things and I say hello to people and I'm vibing with people, I feel a lot better. So it's been half and half.
That's the one thing that I found really changed my mood around about starting streaming on days where I necessarily don't feel in the mood to play is when the community got big enough. Not that I have a big community. I want to like put that caveat out. I put it out there probably every episode I try to talk about anything like this. Don't have a big community by any stretch of imagination, but like there are people who watch, which is great. But there's something about, if you can, I streamed for, probably, the better part of 2 years when I would push go live and it would be 20 minutes before anyone would chat. That first 20 minutes, if you're not in the mood to stream, is fucking misery. Like absolute misery. But now that there's like a community that are like, that enjoy being there, like there's like this, between a couple people in the community, there's like this competition every day to see who's the first person to type in chat.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm sure every community probably has that, right? But to get to that point is super great because when you hit that button, people are going to jump over straight away. So if you can start streaming and then right away you get to talk to somebody, it's like, okay, it like sets up, like you said, that bouncing off of people in your community, and then you get to like, not sorry, dude, this other person beat you, and then you're kind of having a laugh straight away, as opposed to sitting there for 20 minutes, not really in the mood, don't really know what you want to play, and you're just kind of doing it because you feel like you should, and that can like make that mood worse, right?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And then if you're already feeling in that mood as well, depending on what you're playing, that can also make it worse because you sat there like, I don't even want to do this either. So
right,
that's not going to help me. This isn't going to help me. And then if any glitches happen, if I have any technical issues, if somebody just pops in chat and starts being a dick, like there's all sorts of things that can make it worse.
Right. What do you think? What's the best way to phrase it? Comment on mental health and streaming that Twitch viewers may not know. I'll just leave it at that.
Comment on mental health and streaming.
Unless you don't have any, unless it's like never, if that's never been an issue for you, then that's totally fine, of course. But like,
it could even just be like that pre-stream, like when you're feeling down or like you don't want to stream. Like there's always that thing at the back of your head where it's like, well, I have to stream. I have to do my stream because I'm supposed to today. Yeah, and like that kind of weighs against you. But I'm sure that that's kind of a small
never
example.
Really affected me, I guess. But I can certainly see how it could be addicting for the streamer themselves and why people push through even if they don't necessarily enjoy the stream itself. And like I said, if you're one of those personalities who just kind of sits there and you can't speak to the camera, you can't even look at the camera, and you just ignore what's going on over here and you just carry on with things and you don't answer anybody, you could be one of those people, but you're really addicted to being like, I have to do this kind of thing, I have to do it. I think the only thing that bothers me is I'm really OCD about where things are when I'm starting my stream, and if things are like not in the right angles and that, I hate it.
I'm the exact same way.
I really don't like mess either. Like when there's clutter around my desk, I feel like my brain's cluttered. Like I've got a stream in a really small space. I mean, as you can see, I'm in a bedroom, so everything I do is in one tiny little box room. So the space isn't very big, and everything's tried to crammed onto one little desk, and if there's something that's out of place, I feel like it's cluttered, and then I can't get anything done because I'm like, right, it's just messy, and now my thoughts are everywhere. And so before stream, it's like a little ritual of like, right, I've got to set everything up, like system wise, and then I've got to look around and be like, am I ready? Like, am I sat in the right place? Like, have I got me tea? Have I got like my phone's in the right place? And can I reach the stream deck? And just weird little things that people wouldn't think of, and then like you'll hit the stream button and you're like, oh crap, I forgot something, so you run around quickly and try to do things. And then
so like on that topic, do you have like a mental pre-stream checklist, and you like go through you check everything.
Yes and no. I don't consciously have one where I'm like I have to do like 1, 2, and 3 and make sure it's all done. But now that I think about it, I definitely do certain things all the time. But it's like a routine, though. You making sure you've got the same program set up all the time and kind of do things in the same order. So kind of in a way, but it's more of a natural checklist than.
I used to have like those that window widget, like that Windows Post-it note widget,
Right.
with my checklist.
Yeah.
Right when I started, it would be like microphone position, microphone gain, blah blah blah
Right,
blah blah
yeah,
blah
yeah.
blah. And then I would end stream and uncheck everything.
I think after a while of doing it, it becomes almost like before you leave the house and you like check for your wallet, phone, and keys, right? It's like that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
that's
now,
exactly what I think of it. Yeah,
that's kind of what it's turned into for me. How do you deal with the moments when your chat is dead? Like, how do you deal with
anyway? Honestly, I can't help but fill the space. I just talk.
Yeah. Okay.
People always try to give tips to new streamers who aren't necessarily used to it and don't have the experience and be like, you need to narrate everything you do, and which is true to a point. And for the most part, if you think about when you were a kid and you sat there playing games, you kind of have like an inner monologue of like, oh, I'm going to go here and I'm going to do this next, and it's more trying to vocalize that, which I get. And you do kind of do that, but I can't help just coming out with things anyway. It just happens.
Yeah.
And like I'll comment on what's going on, but not literally. I'm not like some sort of shoutcaster about what I'm doing and what the game's doing.
Yeah.
I just fill the space. I can't help it. Like my thoughts just kind of flood out without us thinking about it.
And that's further back to what like your friend saying, like, dude, this is actually what you do, like when you're playing games, just like in general, like you're always screaming and you're always like saying shit anyway. So like you might as well just turn the camera on, kind of thing. And I guess that's like, I mean, that's a brilliant part. Like, and that's probably like part of the reason why like you know, you were so easy to like just become a friend of mine and just like, you know, we can chat just like all the time whenever. And why you broke past the 3 viewer average kind of thing. It's just, you know, you have that thing where like, okay, like as an example, like for me, like my stream schedule has been like way a couple weeks, partially because I think you and I had PC problems at the exact same time. Like my power supply exploded, and I think yours did too, right? Yeah. So like, but like literally, it was the same week. Like we both like had our shit mess up the same week. But then I started to upgrade my computer, and then I was like shut down for like 2 weeks kind of thing. Trying to get that all back up and running. And then by the time that got back up and running, I was like coming back to stream, and I was like, there's nothing I want to play. Like that's what I'm going. And it's why I ask like the mental health thing, or just like the when you're not feeling up to the task, I suppose, is like for me right now. Like I have like literally a viewer messaged me today. And he's like, hey man, I hope everything's good. Like haven't seen you on for a while. Just like making sure you're good. Just checking in, which like bless him kind of thing. Right. And I was just like, man, I'm totally fine. I'm just not enjoying playing anything. And I was super stoked that like Watch Dogs Legion was coming out. And I was like, fuck yeah. Like I loved Watch Dogs 2, had a great time. Can't wait for that. That's like the game I'm going to play. It's going to be like fun again. And I fired it up and I was like, this is like okay. And I'm like, man, I need something more than okay to like really get me going. What do you like, have you had that? And like, what have you done if you have, or can you just like, I mean, I guess again, you're in a position where you have
opposite kind of view when my
too much you like
power supply blew up. I had a whole Disneyland ride of trying to sort that out. It was something as simple as, okay, that's blew up, it sucks. I've tested all the other components and they're fine. Nothing else has been fried. Thank God, because I would not be able to afford to replace any of the other components. All I need to do is buy a new power supply. It just so happens that I decided to contact the company that I bought it from first, and they said they'd replace it, which is great. I was like, okay, well, that just means I've got to wait a little bit longer because I've got to box it up and ship it to them, and then they've got to send a new one out instead of me just ordering one. So I did that and then waited for them to get it. and then they sent me an email saying, we're not going to send you a replacement. We're going to send you a partial refund, which pissed me off because I was like, well, you've just wasted like a week of my time now. I've just got to order a new one. I don't care about getting the money from you. And in some respects, I don't care about getting a replacement from you, or I care about the week that you've just wasted of my time. I could have been streaming by now because I could have just ordered one the day that the thing blew up. So, and I had, I don't know, several games that I wanted to play, and I had Gundam model kits that I wanted to build and models that I wanted to paint. Like, there were things I wanted to do. I wanted to hang out with my community, and I was trying to organize movie nights and Discord and stuff like that because I just wanted to hang out with them. I wanted to do things, and I couldn't do it because my laptop's a piece of shit and it doesn't do anything. It just shuts things down all the time. It doesn't like staying on without the power supply being constantly plugged in. There's so many things wrong with it. I couldn't do anything. I could barely access my emails, never mind do anything else.
Right.
I was trying to use my phone for everything. So when I finally got my PC up and running, and obviously my schedule was thrown out of whack, I just couldn't wait. I was like, I don't care what day it is or what I'm doing. I just want to stream. I want to go now. So it wasn't like a regular time of what I used to do. I was just like, I'm streaming. So it was earlier than what I would normally stream, but I went straight back in, spoke to people in my community beforehand, and they seemed excited as well. And I was definitely excited about it. And
man,
I just went from there. I couldn't wait to get going again.
It's so awesome. It's like it's like you definitely have. I mean, it's amazing. I have to like commend you for like having that attitude towards it, because like most people I know, like, go through just like that lull of being like, I would rather do fucking anything than stream right now. And then like maybe streaming's not for them, which is totally fine, right? But like, and that's like, you know, those. I mean, I think like for me, like those things. I do think streaming is for me. I think I have the personality to do it, and like I've built a community around my personality just as well as you built a community around your personality. And but it's just like I need to do more. I think for me, I need to do more just chatting and like the Gundam building or the movie nights or something like that. Like something that's not just playing a game, because like if there's nothing for me to play, I'm like, bro, I don't want to. I don't want to sit down.
Slower pace, more kind of chilled out stream. In a way, you're kind of more interactive with your chat because your attention isn't being divided amongst the game. You can kind of pay attention to chat a lot more, and especially the movie nights. I mean, you're not even really live streaming then. You're just kind of sharing everything with people in Discord.
True, yeah.
And that's all I wanted to do, just hang out with people.
No doubt.
I mean, like you say, I have had those moments where I just did not want to stream, but it's more when I was in a really bad mood or felt ill and just thought like, I can't stream because it's not going to be the same. It's kind of going to suck for both me and whoever's watching.
Right. Just real quick aside, how often do new people that come into your channel ask about your accent?
A lot.
Like daily?
Yeah, I think. Like if I was to get somebody new in the stream, it's probably 9 times out of 10 they will ask about, oh, where you from and what kind of accent's that? And oh, I like your accent. Or that's weird. And that's kind of one of the reasons I almost didn't stream, is because I thought no one's going to want to listen to me. Yeah. I'm going to have to put some sort of persona on or like create a character and an accent, because no one's going to want to listen to this.
But there's something to it though, isn't like I'm sure the last thing you want to fucking do is come on a podcast and talk about your accent. But but there is something. Exactly like it's further to you being who you are, isn't it?
Well, yeah, exactly.
Right?
That's just one of the things that I was saying earlier. I just wanted to be myself. I just wanted to come and have fun and hang out with people, and one of those things just happens to be where I'm from and the way that I speak.
100%.
Which has actually happened to catch on in my stream, because I do get the Mickey taken out of us quite a lot, but then I'll just throw it straight back at chat.
But it's fun, right? And you know, there's what my favorite shoutcaster is from Northern England as well, and like the reason I like him so much is because he like uses all the slang and like doesn't hold back the fact that he's like from the north and is like very fucking proud of it, and just like wears it on his sleeve. And it's like, man, this dude is like not trying to be, and now he comes around the bend. Like he's not trying to be just like some guy, like the next ESPN sport guy. It's just like, I love this dude just being himself. And I think there's something to that, which is like, you know, when I think I steer away from any streamer who's very obviously trying to be something that they're not. Whether it's the super excited about everything. It's like, bro, you can't be excited about killing your 10,000th person in Fortnite with just like an AR from 20 feet. Like, there's no way. You can't be. You're making, like, you're pretending. You have to be. Like, surely, Jesus, you can't be that excited.
I mean, I'm pretty excited about killing one person in Fortnite, to be fair. I'm shitting.
I mean, fair. I mean, totally fair. If we get back to the idea of what this series is going to be about, right? That future partner thing. I know you don't think that you're ever going to be partnered, which is like, okay, fair enough. Is that a goal? Like, do you think about how to grow your channel further, or are you literally just like, I'm just going to stream when I want to and play what I want and be who I am, and if people want to watch, they can? Or is there an end goal in mind? Like, are you looking at it as a business, or just like, I'm doing it for fun?
I think it's a little healthy blend of both, or I would hope it's a healthy blend of both. I don't aim for partner with Twitch. I don't necessarily think I'm going to get there because it's not really something I'm that bothered about achieving. I just want to stream and have fun and hang out with my friends. And if the channel grows, that's amazing. And I'll think of more ways to try and include the larger audience of people. But that's always been the case. When I've grown, I've thought I need something now. I need to do something so I can include everybody in it, and nobody's gonna kind of come in and feel a bit excluded because I've got a certain feature going on that they don't know about, or maybe they can't be involved in it because I haven't thought about the capacity of it or something like that. So the more I've grown, the more I've tried to improve the channel to just accommodate for it. Which is why I've done things like what I call Your Choice Night, which is the community votes on what I do for one night a week for streaming. I've got a family night where we all kind of jump into community games, and then we used to have quite a consistent movie night in Discord, but that kind of stopped with the PC thing as well. So I need to get that up and running. I need to get all three of them up and running again, actually.
So are those things that you've done, if you talk about the business side of being a Twitch streamer, those are things you've done to help include a bigger audience into your stream? Like, is that what that is?
In a way, yes, as well, because I was trying to include more rewards for those people who were like subscribing for the channel, because the more subscribers I gained, I was thinking, you're not getting much from us here, though, really. Which kind of, you know what I mean? I mean, I was like, you're getting sub badges, which I think are very cool. You're getting emotes, which again I think are very cool. But then I was like, outside of that, what are you getting? I was like, I need to offer more. I felt a bit guilty. I was like, these people are going out of the way and trying to support the channel, and all I really think is, if you're hanging out, that's amazing, that's awesome. But they were going like above and beyond with subscriptions. So I was like, I need to do extra things. So I tried to think of sub-only things that I can do, try to put extra features in place. And then one of the things that I think kind of helped grow, which wasn't intentional. It was more of I want to reward the subscribers more. But then other people were like, oh, I need to hit that milestone and then this will happen. Was when people hit 3 months, I send out little sub rewards. So I've got cards that I'll handwrite out, and I'll send some stickers and magnets and stuff like that out.
Yeah, you sent one to me.
Yeah, I did. I sent one out to you. Yeah, you've got one.
Yeah.
So I send little sub packages out to people when they hit 3 months. And I'm trying to think of something that's worthy of the 12-month mark.
Yeah.
But I've got people who are on the 24-month and more. So I need to also think about 2 years now, and then I'll probably have to think about 3 years soon as well.
That's a daunting task.
It is. It's hard. It's hard to think of something that I think is worth like giving them, instead of just going, here's another sticker or here's another magnet. I want to go, no, look at this is something cool. Like, it's something that I think's cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've been subscribed for 12 plus months, so there you go. There's this cool item that I thought.
Do you like that was definitely a super unique thing, like to actually get a letter in the mail with a card and magnets and stickers and all this kind of shit from you was like that's incredible. do you think Twitch does enough to value someone for subscribing to a channel?
That's subjective, really, isn't it? It depends who you would ask. If you ask me, I would say no, just because I want to offer more things to my subscribers through Twitch. So I want to give them more emotes. I want to give them more this, that, and the other. Naturally, I'm an affiliate, so just as an example, if you're a partner, you get more emote slots and that kind of thing. So they do offer more rewards, but you've got to kind of move up the ranks, and you've got to meet certain criteria. And then at the same time, I would also answer it with a no, because if you want more rewards, you've got to pay. Basically, you have your tier 2 and your tier 3 subscriptions now, and you can get bit reward badges. And I'm sure there are some other kind of reward badges now, and for the life of me, I can't remember it. It's just escaped us. Which I've actually put in place, but that's just because I've got so many different emote and badge artwork ideas now that I was like, I can't give them to anybody in any other way than just putting them there, because Twitch doesn't let me. So I need to put as much of it out as possible to allow people to get them. So yeah, it's a yes and a no, because it's a bit subjective, that one.
It is, of course.
I just have to point out that my first impression when I saw you yesterday was you are someone who's driving, this is a career path for you. It was your branding, the look of your stream, how you are on stream. And now just hearing that you hand write letters and send them out with stickers to people.
I'll show it to you next time you're over. Yeah.
That's incredible. And you're doing this, from what it sounds like mostly just kind of for fun. And if you happen to make a career out of it, cool. But it's not something that is going to severely depress you or make you sad if it never goes anywhere. And that's
no, it would be amazing if you were to make a career out of doing something like this. Absolutely amazing, but it's not a main focus, because I don't know, I find it a bit weird for me to try and focus on that for whatever reason. But like you say, yeah, I've put a lot of time and effort and drive into the brand, and I thought, well, yeah, it's going to increase the value of the stream, and I do want to improve things. I want people to feel like they're coming. It's not only a warm and welcoming place, but a very professional place at the same time. I mean, I've got my own merch on. I've suddenly just realized.
Suddenly.
But yeah, I want them to come and think, yeah, it's also a professional kind of place. So I've put a lot of thought and effort into what I'm doing, and what I'm producing. Both artwork and whether it's physical items, and obviously the merch things as well. And the handwritten, I hated the fact that I was just going to maybe print an item and just send that out, and it was going to be the same text all the time. I was like, no, I don't want to just make some random slogan or some bullcrap up and send it to everyone. I'm going to handwrite something out that's personal to each individual person who's hit that 3-month mark, and then because that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a personal thing. I wanted that personal touch to be in there somewhere, so that's why I do that.
I love that. It's so cool.
And no, but honestly, and that's one of the reasons that I have so much appreciation for what you do is I've subscribed to a pile of streamers, many streamers for more than 3 months, and none of them have ever done anything. Myself included, outside of here's a new sub badge, which is great, and like you said, they're cool, and you definitely put time and effort, and you design those, and you want them to look you want to be them to be on brand and be something that someone can be proud to have next to their name when they type in the chat. Absolutely, and I think there's value in that for sure. But you are the only person I know that has done that, and that's including, streamers that I've been subbed to that have had, over 10,000 subscribers and get thousands or hundreds of views. And it's there's something to live streaming where it's such a new thing even still that you have to continue to push the envelope in order to maximize your chances of success. Not that maximizing your chances of success are necessarily what you're doing it for, from all indications that you're just doing it because you genuinely enjoy it. And that's phenomenal. That is truly phenomenal. But if you want to talk on that business side of things, the more value you can give to someone for paying that $5 a month or whatever it may be, to your channel, like there is something to that, right? Like that is definitely part of it.
Well, it's exactly that. It's literally checking off both boxes there. It's emphasizing the community aspect and the fact that the people I hang out with and the people that watch my channel are a little family and we are all friends. It's not just a streamer and a viewer, and it's like a business transaction strictly. Because it's not. We are a community. We do hang out with each other. We talk with each other every day, and then all of a sudden we have a stream that's added onto that on the side.
Right.
But it does also hit the business aspect because I am trying to add value to what people are doing. Because all of a sudden people were subscribing, and I was thinking, what? I wasn't expecting this, but I want to give you as much as I possibly can for that. And on top of that, it's like it's strengthening the brand aspect of your channel as well. You're sending out all of these things to whoever it is that you're sending them out, and they're seeing these items, and if they like them and they think they're cool, then they can display them wherever they want. They can be proud of them. Maybe they can show them off.
Absolutely.
And,
Is
that's
there
strengthening the brand point of view?
is there a level of success that you fear hitting where all of a sudden your stream is too big to actively chat with everyone that's around? Is that something that you think about?
Well, I try not to, actually. I never really thought about it until you've just asked, and when I've
Sorry.
put a little bit of thought into it, it's a little bit daunting to maybe have thousands of people flooding the chat where I can't interact with everyone. At the same time, I wouldn't be sat there with the chat going crazy and thinking, oh my god, this is nuts and I can't do it. I'd be super happy, and I think I'd just be excited, and I think I'd be bouncing in my chair. I wouldn't know what to do. But yeah, I would want to get to everybody though. If I could see questions and it was just like flying past in chat, I'd be like, ah, shit, I need to get everybody. And I would try to. I would try my best to get to everybody, but then maybe whatever it is I'm doing would get neglected a bit.
You'd have to become a just chatting streamer.
I would probably sneak one in there for 1 or 2 days a week if I ever got to that kind of level where the chat was nuts all the time. Yeah, I would definitely try to just go like, you guys are the focus and we can hang out and chat about whatever you want, and then we can maybe do some sort of playthrough series together.
Absolutely. It's do you like, I guess you kind of just said that you've never really thought about it until now, but you know, off the top of your head, what do you think, because we had an episode on this, you know, one of our early episodes was, at what point is a small streamer no longer a small streamer? In your head, what is that, is a number where it's like, now there's too many people to actively be able to respond with every, like, when does it get to be just
a number of viewers,
humanly, yeah, like a number of viewers, or like how active does your chat have to be, or like what's like, yeah, just number of viewers, like where do you think is like that number, like where's that sweet spot? Maybe that's the better question. Where's that sweet spot? Like, is it 150 viewers? And that's like,
I don't think the viewer count would necessarily be the metric to focus on.
It's chat activity, isn't it?
Yeah, because you could easily have thousands of people sat in your chat, and that's all they want to do. They just want to sit and maybe chill and not say anything to you, because that's just what they like doing. But you could quite easily just have 20 people that are in your chat that are all flooding your chat. And I mean, I've had that. I've had between 10 and 20 people that have been in the chat, and it moves. It really moves. But you're all having fun at the time, and it's super quick, and I really enjoy that.
That's the best.
It's definitely chat activity that you've got to look at.
That's what I've found in the past, like where I was saying, like over the, you know, I think that was before we started recording actually, like, you know, over the summer and that kind of thing was like definitely like the best my stream had ever done. And, you know, when chat is moving at such a rapid pace that you could like put the game on pause and just talk to chat, that's the most fun I ever had streaming in my entire life, like by a mile, was when chat is active enough to just like constantly be having a laugh and engaging. And like there's this like big, like with my community, there's this thing about just like Shady's an idiot, Shady sucks at games, and he's old as fuck, and he
It's
sucks.
not just your community.
It's true. It's true.
Wow.
Right, but like that's like the running joke, which is like totally fine, but it's like hilarious to like either play off of that or like play a game and try to, like, if I like hit a good snipe in a game or something, I like blow up at my chat and I'm like, fuck you guys, look what I can do, I'm not old. Meanwhile, I hurt my back while I'm saying it, and I'm just like It's but no, there's something about that level of chat activity that, you know, when things do get that hectic, and if they get that hectic for a couple streams straight, Jesus, that you start to be like, man, if this was busier, like, it would be tough to keep up with this. Because, like, I'm like you, like, it disgusts me to miss a message. Like, if something went by and someone has asked a question a second time, I'm like, bro, I'm so sorry. Like, I feel horrible, right? Because
I encourage people to ask again. I encourage people to tell me, like, oh, I'm sorry, but you missed my message. Don't be sorry. Tell me again. If I've missed it, I'm the one that's a tit. You've got to tell me.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
You're not the one being a dick. It's me. I'm the one that hasn't read chat often enough. Obviously, if I've missed something, I need to be paying more attention.
Absolutely. Do you have anything that you wanted to throw in?
I mean, we can kind of switch gears a little bit here. So outside of like streaming and gaming, like, what do you do? Like,
I suppose like if the community or like if your community are watching this and want to get to know you outside of something that maybe they don't entirely know, like what is the day in the life of?
What's the day in the life of?
That would be hard to answer because my community know pretty much everything that I do anyway.
True.
It's whether I just kind of tell them or whether they're invasive enough to be like, oh, so what's going on like at this exact moment? But yeah, I'll tell them anyway. So it's hard to explain. Right now, I'm not really doing all that much. I mean, we've just entered another lockdown. I was unfortunate to be made redundant recently, so I'm not currently working.
Amazing.
And I'm not allowed to go to the gym anymore because of the lockdown, and that was something that I'd recently dedicated myself to. I was really not happy with myself physically. It was like one day I just suddenly woke up and looked down and I was like, holy shit, I've just developed a pot belly overnight. Like, what's going on here? So I had to sort that out. I was not happy with that. I was like skinny fat, where I was super skinny, and out of nowhere I just had this belly, and I was like, nah.
You're like the Grinch.
I hate it. I hate it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Just like, no, that's it. I'm not going. That was exactly it. Just everything I put on, I was like, nah, I'm skinny fat. I hate it. So I dedicated myself to like a training program that was really hard, but the reward was brilliant. I'd never seen any kind of results in myself before. I'd tried to go to the gym myself before, but I'd never seen any kind of results. But doing this course, I was super happy.
So did you like get like a trainer kind of thing, or join like a program or something? Is that what you did?
It was a program. Yeah, it was a program that I followed. So I was given exercises to follow daily, and I was given a way of working out a very strict meal plan for my body weight and what I should be intaking. And I had to split it up over like a certain amount of meals that would be comfortable every day. And so you had to work out your protein intake, you had to work out your fat intake, your carb intake across your daily caloric intake, and then you had to split it up.
And you've seen huge results in that. You would literally go
every day.
You seen big results in that?
I did, yeah. It was a 28-day program, so it's a very short space of time, and to go from what I was to what I eventually got to was pretty good. I was very happy with it, so I decided to join another one, which is the same company but a much longer course. And then bang, we're in a second lockdown and all the gyms shut, and I'm like,
so like pot belly gone.
Yeah, it was at the end of the 28 days. It was gone. I was like, look at this. I was like, I've actually put on some muscle and this is gone. I was like, yes. But, once the 28 days finished, I was just like, I can eat what I want. So I was like, cheesecakes and donuts and yes. I was allowed everything again. So I ate a lot of stuff. And then I had to get back on the program, which was just super horrible because you do cardio every on top of all your weights as well.
Right.
So it was tough.
So
a lot of the belly's gone again, but now that the gyms are closed, it's going to be tough.
No doubt.
To do that.
Did you find
really tough
exercising like that and having like a more strict meal plan and just being better physically helped you with streaming? Like, did that give you more energy and more like, were you just like in a better mood more often, like that kind of thing? Like that help, or what? Or
I was a bit more organized, if anything. Naturally, I never thought about it, but it's because you had to cook and eat so often that you try to force yourself into the routine of like every 3 hours I need to go and do this, that, or the other. So I just felt a bit more organized. I was like, I need to make sure all this is done by this time because I'm streaming and I don't want to interrupt that.
Right.
And I don't want to be cooking in the middle of it, so I'll just have like a protein shake or something ready to go. So I was definitely more organized when doing that.
Right. How long do you stream for usually? Do you only stream for exactly 5 hours, or is it just whenever till whenever?
Kind of whenever till whenever. It's never been a short thing though. I suppose between 3 and 4 hours might be an average for me,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
Although this year, before the PC blew up, I think I was doing 5 and 6 hours.
Right. I was going to
And
say
then
it
when I've
seemed
come
like
back,
you were going
I've been
longer
doing
than
around
that
5 hours.
over the summer. Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, the summer definitely I was doing longer.
And are you still doing music at all? I think that's how you and I. But by the way, that's how I think you and I first met because you were playing in like a
We did.
metalcore band, right?
Yeah, that's a very long story, that one. I was playing in a band. Long story short, the band members kind of just, I don't know, disappeared. And one of them in particular disappeared with almost all of my equipment.
Amazing.
So I've got like nothing.
Yeah.
Other than a few select guitars.
Right.
So I kind of do still music. I've only recently kind of motivated myself to get back into it though. I was very demotivated and like, maybe somewhat depressed about it as well, because this person had not only swanned off with a lot of my money, but they'd swanned off with a lot of my equipment that cost thousands of pounds, and they'd swanned off with all of my recordings as well, like my personal recordings, not like just the band stuff, like my solo project. He swanned off with all of that, and I was like, but I don't have any copies. I've got nothing. I don't have any of the recordings. I don't have any of the equipment anymore because you've buggered off with it and apparently sold it, and obviously you still owe me almost like a couple of £1,000 and stuff as well. So like you've just swanned off with all this stuff. So it really, really depressed me, and I was just like, I don't want to do it anymore, and I just didn't pick my guitars up for ages. But I'm doing it again now. I got myself motivated recently, and I'm quite happy with it. I'm trying to get back into it because I feel like I don't play as well as I used to. But I'm writing new things again, as well as learning other people's songs. So it's going all right. I need to get myself some equipment so I can start recording again. But
would you ever do would you ever do like a live, like, you know, let's say like hypothetically you had all the equipment and were practicing regularly, and would you ever like to do like a live stream where you're playing, you know, an hour worth of songs kind of thing? Was that something that's ever interested you?
Yeah, definitely. That was actually one of the plans originally when I had the equipment. I thought this is something I'll do. Yeah. I'll stream band practices and I'll stream playthroughs of the band's songs.
Right.
And then I'll stream my own stuff as well, because obviously we own all the rights to everything. We're going to do that kind of thing. And the band, I don't know how, but we'd somehow managed to get in touch with these people in the industry who quite literally make a comfortable living off making music. They have millions of followers and they're in well-known bands, these members, and they decided, yeah, we'll work with this band. So we had all kinds of guest musicians on different songs, from vocalists to different producers to guitarists and drummers. All these famous people somehow decided, yeah, we'll work with this band, and I couldn't believe it. I thought the band's going to do really well, and then it just kind of imploded without me knowing or seeing it. And then last minute I was like, hold on, what's happened here?
Everything is gone.
I was just left in the dark.
Horrendous. That's
Damn, that
super
is
sad.
Brutal.
That's super sad.
Just
Actually, I didn't think that was going to go that way. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
No, not anymore. I was very angry, very depressed about it, but not anymore. I'm bollocks with it. Just move on, and I can't do anything about it now. I've got guitars. The best thing about what I was able to keep was my custom built guitar. Because if I'd lost that, that was it. I would just never touch one again. But I've kept that, so I'm super happy about that. And I'm writing again, so all I need to do is try and get replace the equipment that I've lost, and
Awesome.
I'll be back on track.
That's amazing. It's nice to hear. Man, thank you so much for doing this. Really, really do appreciate it.
No problem.
You know, we've
Thank
known
you
each
very much
other
for
for 2.5 years, and it's like almost sad that we haven't had to like the opportunity to just like sit down and have a genuine conversation. I genuinely, like, you know, there's like real life friends and then there's like internet friends, and I genuinely do consider you one of my internet friends, and I'm so happy to know you. Thank you so much for doing this. It's an absolute pleasure. The link to Eliziam's Twitch will be below on the YouTube channel.
Yep.
If you guys are watching on that YouTube channel, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting. It does really help with algorithms and stupid things like that. If you guys listening to the audio versions, please consider following those channels or liking those channels as well. Same thing. It really, really does help us more than you may even possibly know. We do post every single Monday. Usually every single Monday. Up until last week, we posted every single Monday, but we had some technical difficulties.
Pretty good. 1 out of 32 episodes
It's
failed.
not bad. It's not bad.
It's not a bad ratio.
So if you guys do enjoy this, please consider coming back and checking out the new episodes or the ones that we've done in the past as well. Eliziam, thank you so much. It's an absolute pleasure, buddy. We'll speak with you soon.
Thank you, guys.
Everyone listening, make sure you guys check him out. He's a future partner, and we strongly, strongly believe that is the case. Don't laugh. You're going to be, buddy. We'll see you soon, man. Thank you so much. You're the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye, dude.